Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sheila is alarmed by Remy's clue while Steffi freaks out over Hayes' gift. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffi Forrester will be in awe of the gift that Hayes Finnegan brings home from his art class. Let's discuss about all the B&B drama since Remy Price will also provide Sheila Sharp a tip that makes her frightened. At Ms. Dillon's request, Luna Nozzawa, also known as Ms. Sunshine, came to the beach home to teach the children how to make origami. Naturally, if Ms. Dillon had known that Luna was a dangerous person with the police after her, she would not have permitted this. However, Hayes has been receiving additional care from Ms. Sunshine, who has even offered to assist him in creating a unique gift that would amaze his mother. Stephie will be shocked when Hayes returns to the Cliff home with this gift on Wednesday's B&B episode. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor Hayes' return will leave Steffi and Hayes in disbelief. Is it possible for Hayes to have an origami creation created utilizing the picture of Steffi's face with the bullet holes in it? Now that he's been thinking about their time at the shooting range, Remy and Sheila might start talking about that picture. Remy might acknowledge to Sheila that he made a mistake by teaching Luna how to aim and shoot. Considering some of the remarks Luna just made, it's possible that Remy may also provide updates on Luna using Steffi's photo for target practice, leaving Sheila appalled. It won't be difficult for Sheila to figure out that Luna wants to shoot Steffi because she made hints about having one last thing to do in LA, and that she was leaving with a bang. The scene will be set for a fierce confrontation when Luna kidnaps Ms. Dillon and forces her to entice Steffi to the beach house in the upcoming episode or two. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila will make every effort to discover Steffi's whereabouts, so keep an eye out for her efforts. Brooke is persuaded to be Ridge's side chick. A summer filled with traditional love triangles and sultry hookups is being set up by The Bold and the Beautiful. For decades, Ridge Forrester has alternated between Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan on the CBS serial opera. Has he finally figured out how to have both things? Find out what happens next for Ridge and his leading women by reading on. Below are spoilers. Following a ridiculous proposal last week, Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes became legally engaged, and Brooke Logan is going crazy. Brooke thought Ridge and Taylor's reunion would not last, so she was taken aback when Nick Marone revealed her ex's engagement. However, what made Ridge actually say yes? According to a common Bold and Beautiful fan theory, Ridge only agreed to Taylor's proposal due of her health issues and broken heart syndrome from the previous year. If Ridge hadn't said yes, he most likely would have killed Taylor given her past cardiac issues. He committed to marrying her, but it will be a completely different matter if he really schedules the wedding. Taylor's cardiac issue is something Brooke is all too familiar with. According to B&B spoilers, Ridge might use that as justification for the suggestion. It's a fairly legitimate one in his defense. Ridge is beginning to think that he could still be in love with Brooke, and doesn't want her to move on now that Nick Marone is back in town. In an attempt to get her guy back, Brooke Logan may even consent to visit him in private, and keep their connection a secret from his fiancée until it's safe to break up with her without killing him. Is Brooke foolish for allowing Ridge to date her after he became engaged to Taylor, in your opinion? Will Taylor be able to cope with being dumped before Brooke waits for him? Ridge bids Brooke farewell. While Ridge Forrester sent Brooke Logan a somber farewell, will Spencer manage to escape the perilous Luna Nozzawa predicament? According to The Bold and the Beautiful, will first push Luna to put down the gun during her tirade over Steffi Forrester on Monday's B&B episode. Eventually, Luna made the unexpected decision to tell Will to leave her flat. After hurrying out the door, Will returned to the Cliff home and comforted an anxious Electra Forrester. Steffi and John Finnegan were also reassured because Will maintained that he chose to put himself in that risky circumstance. In the end, Deputy Chief Bradley Baker disclosed that Luna fled the residence following Will's departure. After discovering Sheila Sharp at the flat above Il Giardino, Luna acknowledged that she had made a huge mistake. Sheila wasn't particularly surprised when Luna acknowledged that Will had set her up, especially since Bill Spencer had done something similar to her. Luna claimed that Steffi was unaware of her potential threat after she blamed her, and became enraged over the trapping. Sheila became concerned about Luna's vindictive obsession with Steffi, particularly now that it was intensifying. will apologize to Elektra for making her watch his makeout session with Luna, but she recognized that he needed to make the act look genuine. Ridge and Taylor Hayes' engagement updates were brought home to Eric Forrester at the Forrester house. Eric was taken aback by the news, but he was still able to congratulate Taylor and say some kind things. Nevertheless, everyone knows that Eric was cheering Ridge and Brooke on. It was evident that Eric was taken aback and somewhat let down by Ridge's engagement to Taylor. Before finding the ring on her finger, Steffi told Taylor about all the recent Luna chaos at the Cliff house. Steffi was overjoyed when Taylor announced the engagement since they all needed a reason to celebrate at the moment. Ridge arrived at Forrester Creations in search of Brooke, but she acknowledged that eavesdropper Nick Marone had already informed her of the engagement. Ridge was only marrying Taylor out of responsibility and remorse, according to Brooke, who attempted to dissuade him from doing this. But Ridge made it plain that the choice had been made. Ridge was moving on and eventually said farewell to Brooke before leaving her in tears, even though he would always love her. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke will start thinking about living with Nick now that Ridge has said goodbye to her, but things will become sticky later. Taylor had a strong purpose for being there. Since she first believed she had heart illness, she wanted to spend more time with her family. After obtaining a second opinion, Taylor was diagnosed with broken heart syndrome. Ridge was thrust back into the spotlight after her health emergency. They had to get back together after the Forrester Creations disaster. Ridge believed Brooke was complicit in the scheme. For Taylor, he left her. Taylor offered to buy him, but he has stayed faithful to her ever since. Does she do more to keep him around, though? Regarding Taylor's most recent stunt, BNB fans conjecture she might have encouraged Nick to come back to Los Angeles in an attempt to win Brooke over. When Taylor learned about his homecoming, she appeared content. Taylor is desperate to keep Brooke and Ridge apart by using Nick to distract Brooke from Ridge, a fan posted on the soap opera message boards. This notion was supported by some supporters. I can see that as it would be Ridge's way out of the relationship, one user commented. My initial reaction when Nick arrived was, could this be another attempt of Taylor's to pair Brooke with someone else like she did with the young waiter? Pondered another fan. Steffi, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, had it all. Intelligence, beauty, a successful business, and a strong backbone. Let's talk about reality, though. If she's constantly 5 seconds away from becoming someone's next victim, what good is a stylish power player? Even though her home security system must be completely worn out by now, her adversaries continue to get past the protective measures. Sheila was the first. Then the psychotic double of Sheila. With a gun in hand, Luna is now descending into perilous terrain. Enough is enough, girl. According to spoilers, Steffi and Luna's confrontation this week has the potential to be fatal, not only emotionally. What exactly is Steffi meant to do if Luna is the only one with a weapon? Use your stylish shoes and piercing gaze to dissuade her? This is not a negotiation in a boardroom. Steffi is far too vital to be left helpless. It's survival. Let's describe the situation. Gun raised, Luna storms in, unstable and emotional. It's a classic soap opera confrontation as Steffi takes out her own weapon from her large expensive purse. A suspenseful cliffhanger, 1 shot, 2 women and 2 guns. Who falls? Who makes it out alive? Who gets the final jaw-dropping monologue? It's the kind of anarchy that fans love, with countless options. Imagine the rippling effect as well. Ridge would become quite protective. Finn would be caught between his cousin and his wife. What if Steffi does shoot? You can be sure that Liam and Brooke Hope would somehow get involved in the aftermath. This month, Nick Marone made a comeback to The Bold and the Beautiful, and he already has his sights set on Brooke Logan, his ex-wife. She might not, however, be the woman he chooses to date this summer. Viewers of BNB assumed the captain would hook up with Brooke when it was announced that he would be returning. On the CBS soap opera, Nick had other ex-wives besides her. In actuality, he needs to make amends with a number of his ex-partners. When Nick Marone made his debut on The Bold and the Beautiful, he fell in love with Brooke Logan right away, and she was likely the woman he spent the most time with over his 10 years on the show. Taylor Hayes, Ridge Forrester's other ex-wife, comes in second nevertheless. Yes, throughout the years, Captain Nick and his half-brother competed for both Taylor and Brooke. Logan women are more Nick Marone style, even if his relationship with Taylor was a major storyline on The Bold and the Beautiful. In actuality, Hope, Brooke's daughter, is the only Logan woman Nick hasn't had sex with on BNB. Nick Marone's most memorable connection was with her daughter Bridget Forrester, not with Brooke Logan. Viewers of BNB continue to discuss Brooke's affair with her daughter's husband on the night of her wedding. However, her daughter was the one who wed her mother's former spouse. In fact, Bridget and Nick eventually became parents to a kid together. When Nick wasn't alternating between the mother and daughter pair, he was also seeing Katie Logan, and his final date before leaving town was actually Donna Logan.